Before we get into trivia, it's time to throw it over to Mikey P with your Rangers Ed 150, the fastest 150 seconds in the National Hockey Podcast League.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rangers Ed 150. We're down to the final couple weeks of the season, but we're still waiting to see how those playoff matchups shake out. Out west in the Pacific Division, Vegas, LA, and Edmonton have all clinched their spots, but with 5 games remaining and 4 points separating the first place Golden Knights and the third place Oilers, we got a lot of good hockey yet to play in this division. Vegas has a tough remaining schedule with the Preds tonight, a huge division tilt against the Kings on Thursday, the Stars on Saturday, and then the Kraken twice next week. LA's got 3 tough ones coming up in the Oilers, Golden Knights, and Avs, followed by 2 relatively easier games against the Canucks and the Anaheim Ducks. And finally, the Oilers have LA, Anaheim, the Avs, and the Sharks twice. So a bit of an easier run for the Oilers as the season wraps up. Those schedules in mind, we're going to see some really excellent tilts out of this division, particularly Oilers Kings tonight playing for second place, then Vegas LA on Thursday. And one game I didn't mention, Winnipeg and Calgary are facing off on Wednesday in a game that could very well decide the second wild card position. Moving on to the Central Division, Dallas and Minnesota have both clinched their spots. In the third place, Avalanche can clinch third with a win tonight. Dallas is currently sitting in first place in regulation wins with the same amount of points as Minnesota, but it's highly likely that the Avs will take that spot, sitting 2 points back with 2 in hand over the Stars. As for the playoff picture, top spot in the Stars are 5 points back of the Pacific Division leader, so we're likely going to see the top spot in the Central playing the first wild card Seattle Kraken in round 1. Nobody's really talking out the Kraken as a cup contender, but with the exception of their goaltending, they're built like the Vegas Golden Knights when they went to the cup, so they're going to be a tough out in round 1. Heading back east, where the big boys play. In the Atlantic Division, Boston clinched the President's Trophy last week and will be facing off against the second wild card team out of the East. Big matchup in this division is definitely Leafs-Bolts round 1, which we've known for some time. The Leafs are up 4 with a game in hand on the Lightning, so we're likely going to see Toronto with home ice advantage in round 1. Anyone in their right mind is probably betting against the Leafs, but they got a couple things working in their favor this year that's definitely going to put them past the Bolts. Number 1, Ryan O'Reilly is slated to return this week, so he'll have 6 games to shake off that rust before the playoffs. Number 2, of every top 3 division teams, all 12, the Bolts have the worst road record by a landslide, sitting at 18, 19, and 1, so the Leafs should have a significant advantage heading into round 1 with home ice. Finally, a couple of honorable mentions out of the Atlantic in the Panthers and the Sabres. The Cats are 1 point back of the Pens with equal numbers of games played, and the Sabres are 5 points back with 2 in hand. That being said, the Sabres and Cats are facing off tonight, and every game these teams play right now is a must-win if they want to be playing past 82 games. Finally, in the Metro Division, the Canes have a game in hand on the Devils and Rangers and are up 3 on New Jersey and 6 over the Rangers. There's still a chance that the Devils catch the Canes, but the more realistic battle here is for home ice in the 2-3 matchup. The Devils have the Pens and the Rangers have the Lightning next, so a couple tough matchups for both teams as they duke it out for second place. The Islanders are also a worthy mention here, sitting in that first wild card spot. Heading into tonight, they played 1 more game than Florida and Pittsburgh and 3 more than Buffalo. They're 1 point up on Pittsburgh and 2 up on Florida and face off on Thursday against the Lightning, so not an easy road for them. This team can squeak into the playoffs and they get that first round matchup against the Canes. They're going to give Carolina fits because they're both low-scoring clubs. Islanders are fantastic on the defensive end, and the Canes have lost 2 of their primary scorers this season. Going to be an interesting matchup, especially with Barzal coming back to the playoffs. This week, the boys in blue, they got Tampa on Wednesday, St. Louis Thursday, Columbus Saturday, and Buffalo Monday. Keep an eye out for that game against Tampa, as that could be a nice preview of a playoff matchup to come. Elsewhere in the league, be sure to tune in for those matchups out west with Edmonton, LA, Vegas, LA, and Winnipeg, Calgary on Thursday. Got some exciting hockey coming up this week, boys, so keep your eyes out. This has been your 150.